Using collocations when you speak English at work will help you sound more natural, fluent, and professional. So in this lesson, we're going to practice 22 essential collocations for the workplace. Hi there, I'm Derek and this is English for Professionals, the best place to improve your professional English communication skills. Before we get started, I just want to tell you about my professional English phrase booster. It contains hundreds of smart phrases to help you with meetings, presentations, emails, projects, and much more. It's completely free for you to download and you'll find a link in the description below. And now let's start with our collocations. But first of all, what are collocations? Collocations are combinations of 2 or 3 words that naturally work together. Native speakers and proficient speakers of English use them all the time. And in business settings, using the right collocations saves you time and helps you get your point across more clearly. For each of the collocations in this lesson, I'll share a simple and clear definition and 2 example sentences so you can see them in context. This gives you the opportunity to practice your pronunciation skills and it helps you to remember the new vocabulary. Let's start now with words that often go together with communication. And our first combination is clear communication. Clear communication. And this is communication that is easy to understand and free from confusion. Our first example sentence: clear communication is essential for avoiding misunderstandings in the workplace. Pause the video now and practice reading the sentence out loud. Our second example: to improve team productivity, managers need to ensure clear communication of goals and expectations. Do the managers in your company communicate clearly? Next we have open communication. Open communication. And this is a style of communication where information flows freely and everyone feels comfortable sharing their thoughts and concerns. Our first example: fostering open communication in your team can lead to better collaboration and innovation. Our second example: the company encourages open communication to ensure that all employees feel heard and valued. Our next collocation is verbal communication. Verbal communication. And this is the exchange of information through spoken words, either face-to-face or over the phone. Our first example: effective verbal communication is key during presentations and meetings. Our second example: verbal communication skills are important when explaining complex ideas to clients. Next up, we have non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication. And this is the use of body language, gestures and facial expressions to convey information without words. Our first example: non-verbal communication, like eye contact and posture, plays a huge role in how people perceive you. Posture is the position in which you hold your body when standing or sitting. Our second example: be mindful of your non-verbal communication in interviews, as it can often say more than your words. That's good advice. Next up, we have a 3-word collocation: develop communication skills. Develop communication skills. And this is the process of improving your ability to communicate effectively in different situations. Our first example: employees are encouraged to develop communication skills to work more efficiently in cross-functional teams. Our second example: attending workshops is a great way to develop communication skills that are critical for career growth. Do you know any other ways to develop your communication skills? Leave a comment and let us know. Next up, we have sharpen communication skills. Sharpen communication skills. And this is to improve existing communication abilities so they are even more effective. Our first example: If you want to lead meetings effectively, it's important to sharpen your communication skills. Our second example, working on different projects helped him sharpen his communication skills and become more persuasive. And here's a quick bonus collocation. We can also say to hone communication skills. Hone communication skills, which is the same as sharpen communication skills. So that was our first 6 collocations, and there are plenty more to come. When you're finished watching the lesson, make sure to leave a comment and let me know which of the collocations you're going to try in your next meeting, email, or presentation. And now let's continue with our next collocations that focus on collaboration and interaction. These are must-know collocations when you're working in a team. And our first one is interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills. And this is the ability to interact and work well with others. Our first example, interpersonal skills are crucial for building strong relationships with colleagues and clients. Our second example, good leaders rely on strong interpersonal skills to motivate and guide their teams. Would you agree that having good interpersonal skills is important? Let us know in the comments. Next up we have foster collaboration. Foster collaboration. And this means to encourage and support teamwork and cooperation among a group of people. Our first example, managers should foster collaboration by creating an environment where everyone's ideas are welcome. Second example, the new project management software has really helped foster collaboration across different departments. Our next collocation is engage in discussions. Engage in discussions. And this means to actively participate in a conversation or debate, sharing your ideas and thoughts. Our first example, in our team meetings, everyone is encouraged to engage in discussions and share their opinions. Second example, it's important to engage in discussions with clients to understand their needs fully. Next up, we have hold a conversation. Hold a conversation. And this means to start and maintain a dialogue with someone. First example, learning to hold a conversation with new clients is key to building lasting relationships. Second example, he finds it difficult to hold a conversation when he's nervous, especially in a professional setting. Do you find it difficult to hold conversations with colleagues or clients at work? If you do, you should check out my popular online course, Small Talk for Professionals. I'll leave a link in the description below. Our next collocation is participate in meetings. Participate in meetings. And this means to actively join and contribute to discussions in a meeting. Our first example, employees are expected to participate in meetings and contribute to problem solving. Second example, by participating in meetings, you can show your team that you're engaged and willing to collaborate. Next we have contribute ideas. Contribute ideas. And this means to share suggestions, thoughts or concepts during a discussion or meeting. First example, don't be afraid to contribute ideas during brainstorming sessions, no matter how small they may seem. Second example, everyone was asked to contribute ideas for the new marketing campaign. Our next collocation is provide feedback. Provide feedback. And this means to offer comments, suggestions, or constructive criticism about someone's work or performance. Our first example, managers should provide feedback regularly to help employees improve their performance. Second example, after the presentation, my supervisor provided feedback on how to improve my delivery. How often do you think managers should provide feedback to their employees? Leave a comment and let us know. Our next collocation is give a briefing. Give a briefing. And this means to provide a short, concise explanation or update about a particular situation or project. Our first example, Before the meeting, the project manager gave a briefing on the latest developments. Second example, you'll need to give a briefing to the team every morning to keep everyone updated. Next we have exchange information. Exchange information. And this means to share knowledge or details with others. Our first example, effective teams regularly exchange information to keep everyone on the same page. Our second example, we use instant messaging tools to quickly exchange information during the workday. Our next collocation is share knowledge. Share knowledge. And this means to provide others with useful information or expertise that you have. Our first example, mentors play a crucial role in sharing knowledge with younger employees. Second example, the company encourages its employees to share knowledge to foster a learning environment. Excellent. Now we're going to move on to our final section, collocations for managing communication and problem solving. These collocations are essential for resolving issues efficiently and maintaining a productive work environment. And our first one is facilitate communication. Facilitate communication. And this means to make it easier for people to communicate and share information. Our first example, our goal is to facilitate communication between departments so we can work more efficiently. Second example, video conferencing tools help facilitate communication in remote teams. Our next collocation is address concerns. Address concerns. And this means to deal with or respond to issues or worries that someone has raised. Our first example, during the meeting, the manager addressed concerns about the project's tight deadline. Second example, we should address customer concerns as quickly as possible to maintain trust. Our next collocation is clarify doubts. Clarify doubts. Be careful. Doubts has a silent letter. The silent letter is the B. Clarify doubts. And this means to explain something more clearly to remove any confusion or uncertainty. First example, before moving forward with the plan, the team took time to clarify any doubts they had. Second example, don't hesitate to ask questions to clarify any doubts you might have about the new process. Our next collocation is offer suggestions. Offer suggestions. And this means to propose ideas or alternatives for consideration. First example, in our last meeting, the team was encouraged to offer suggestions for improving the workflow. Second example, if you have any ideas on how to streamline the process, feel free to offer suggestions at any time. Do you sometimes offer suggestions during your meetings? Next we have handle complaints. Handle complaints. And this means to manage or resolve issues or dissatisfaction expressed by others, typically in a customer service context. First example, our customer service team is trained to handle complaints quickly and professionally. Second example, managers should be equipped with the skills to handle complaints from employees to maintain morale. Morale is the amount of confidence and positive feelings that people have, especially people who work together or who belong to the same team. Our next collocation is resolve conflicts. Resolve conflicts. And this means to find a solution or compromise to a disagreement or dispute between individuals or groups. Our first example, it's important for managers to resolve conflicts quickly to maintain a productive work environment. Second example, our HR department is trained to help employees resolve conflicts in a constructive manner. Remember to leave a comment and let us know what your favourite collocations from this lesson are, and feel free to use them in example sentences and leave them in the comments too. If you liked this lesson, give it a thumbs up and watch one of these next.